Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to LiveStream on the Moonshine number 322. This is my continued playthrough of Highway Blossoms, the DLC called Next Exit. So guys, we're going to go ahead and get back into where we were. We're going to go ahead and load Next Exit here from where we last left off. If you guys weren't here, you missed it. It was basically getting back with Marina and Amber, who was the main protagonist, the main story. Was about in Highway Blossoms when I read that back in 2020. And it showed their continued relationship, how they banter back and forth. Marina had tried to hug her new love that she developed over the entirety of the 12 hours of Highway Blossoms, and got too excited out in the desert and went to hug her and knocked her into a cactus, if you would, and with that caused her arm to get full of cactus needles. Sound really painful, so it was kind of about them bonding more and Marina taking care of Amber and helping her get rid of all those needles in her arm. And just it basically showed that they were going to come back to be there for Tess's 12th birthday party. And Tess is the younger sister of Mariah, who, if I remember right, back in Highway Blossoms, she was kind of a real B. Definitely a B. Yeah, you know what I mean by that. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Mariah and her younger sister, Tess. And I don't know, Joe is another guy. I don't know if it's Mariah's friend or if it's her boyfriend or what. I don't think it's her brother, but hell, I don't remember it that well. So hopefully we find out some more about them here. And they're continued. I know they were searching for treasure and everything like that everywhere. And they had no luck. Where our stars in Highway Blossom, Marina and Amber, did have luck in like the third big treasure hunt they went to, and they were able to come away with some treasure at the end of Highway Blossoms and made a lot of money. So let's go ahead and check out Mariah, Tess's, and Joe's perspective. I think his name was Joe. We'll find out. Sin City's namesake held up particularly well on this afternoon as Mariah retched headfirst into the RV's toilet at approximately 4:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I warned you about going on
Yep,
one of
Joseph.
your binges after eating shellfish.
I warned you about going on one of your binges after eating shellfish. Oh my. So drinking a bunch of alcohol after eating shellfish. Yeah, you can tell it's hot here because look at the sweat dripping off this poor guy. The details, man. You gotta pay attention to the details, right? So Mariah's puking her guts out, it looks like. Joe cringed at the sound of cocktails, both shrimp and mixed, flopping into the water. Ooh, that's disgusting. He's hearing the sound of like shrimp and mixed stuff like going from her mouth into the water. Ugh. He held her hair in a tight ponytail, and she held the brim of the toilet. Wow.
Or maybe this is just all our deeds finally catching up to us. Only so many buffets we can sneak into before the universe starts tallying up those sins.
Are they going into buffets and then leaving without paying, or what's going on? Another wet purge, and 2 coughs later, Mariah lifted her head out of the bowl. With a smoker's wheeze, she flipped Joe a weak, crooked bird, so she flips him off.
Shove it. Your Carmo Mumbo Jumbo is bullshit. Just like you.
Damn, harsh words.
Not too sure about that, Mariah. I know you're familiar with what they say about karma, because it's the same thing they say about you.
Oh shit.
At least I'm not a slacker like some bum I know.
With one last echoing belch, Mariah wobbled to her feet. She yanked away from Joe and used the sink as leverage.
We're all going to be bums if we don't figure out this little financial crisis we're in.
Uh-oh.
You worry too much. It's so freaking annoying.
God, she sounds like a drunkard. Only half paying attention, Mariah dug through the many pockets of her jumpsuit, the number of which she'd probably get bored of counting if she tried.
Considering we don't even have enough to pay for our next tank of gas, I don't think I worry enough.
Huh, yeah, he's got a point.
Give me a break. We're in Vegas, baby. Vegas! Land of opportunity and all that crap. A couple of games of poker, and we can turn whatever pocket change we have left into millions.
Sure. A devious smirk onto Mariah's face as she finally located her flask, as if it were the only real happiness she'd ever truly known. That's just sad. She pulled the leather-bound canteen out of her breast pocket and twisted the cap off.
Seriously? You're already completely crocked.
Mariah closed her eyes and put on her best impression of a California stoner. They were both from Missouri.
Seriously?
Oh, Jesus.
Mind your own damn beeswax. You don't know what it's like to be me.
Unaware that Joe had watered it down the morning of. Wow, Joe watered her booze down. That's funny. Mariah took a swig of the bottom shelf whiskey, gurgled it like mouthwash, and then swallowed. Pleasantly surprised it didn't burn as much as usual, yeah, because it was watered down. When it went down, she took another sip.
No, but I do have to live with you, which is why I'm not paying you your cut tomorrow unless you promise to stay away from the table games.
You can't go gambling, girl. Mariah choked, spitting the whiskey into the sink. It came out as a brown spray. Man, that's just disgusting.
You have no right!
Oh man, she almost looks like... Man, she does look evil, don't she? Look at those eyes, that mouth.
Preemptive measures. I have every right.
Yawning, Joe sauntered out of the bathroom and over to the beat-down leather couch. He had laid down in it so often that it had begun to mold itself into the shape of his tall, lanky body. He fit into it perfectly.
I forbid it! I forbid you to have rights!
Wow. Mariah is turning pure evil.
If you want to waste your money from the last job by hitting the slots, then be my guest. But we all remember the last time you tried your hand at playing a hand.
Hey! I would have won that game of blackjack if this squirt didn't double-cross her own flesh and blood and cheat for those thieves.
And her poor little sister Tess, yeah, I remember her. She was a cutie. She pointed at the hidden cot built into the cabinets above the couch. In the shadows, a small girl was curled into a ball and tapping at the cracked screen of a phone. Aww. Tess glanced up at her sister's piercing finger, and then returned to her phone. The blue artificial light glowed on her face.
Yes, Mariah, blame the literal child.
Right?
Surely she's the cause of all your woes.
Yeah, for sure. What a bee. Like I said, Mariah's a bee.
Besides, Tess was a fair and impartial dealer. You're just a sore loser.
Wow. I mean, call it like you see it, I guess, right, Joseph? He raised his hand high enough to reach the cot and kept it there, expectantly. Tess gave a teeny sigh and patted his hand with a limp high five. There was no decisive slap to punctuate Mariah's poor life decisions. Instead, just an awkward silence. With a bare minimum of her expected participation met, Tess rolled over on her side and buried her knees deeper into her chest. Her focus rested solely on the phone. In the cramped space, it was the only light that shined. It had been like this lately. Not that Tess was ever much of a talker, but whatever was left of it had slowed from a trickle to just a drip. Gone were the inquisitive questions and follow-ups to Joe's sick burns directed towards Mariah. Even her precious license plate collection, once polished daily, was now collecting dust. Aww. Almost like she's depressed or something. Joe stared up at the bottom of the cot, wondering if his gut was working itself into another ulcer, or if Tess was really putting out strange vibes. Yeah, I don't think this sounds like her.
You two don't even know how lucky you are to have me. I'm the one who keeps this show on the road.
Oh boy.
What road? We've been camped out in the Treasure Island parking lot for 3 days.
And we'll camp out for 3 more if we gotta.
Joe couldn't help but feel the tremendous pity for Mariah. The treasure she had been searching for all her life had slipped through her fingers, and now, like with most things in her life, she was compensating. Only now it was with cheaply themed casinos. He wondered if the irony was lost on her. It probably was.
You know I can just go around the city and look for folks who need handiwork done, right? Don't get me wrong, I love a good get-rich-quick scheme. There are more ways to make money.
Yeah.
See, that right there is your major malfunction. You're so small-minded, air can't even squeeze through your fat head.
Oh my god. Mariah stumbled over to the beanbag and crashed. She meditated on the dark stains sticking to the ceiling. The side effect of leaving beer cans out to soak in the desert heat for too long. How was she supposed to know that they would explode? Oh boy.
If you're gonna keep at that blue-collared crap, then you may as well go home and work your old man's shop. Otherwise, let me keep doing the thinking for the 3 of us, okay?
If there was a set amount of points Joe could pull from every day and put towards lecturing Mariah, it would be right about now that he reached his daily maximum. Rather than go into debt, which at this rate was going to happen literally, and pull from tomorrow's points, he slipped his bandana over his eyes and cozied deeper into the couch.
Whatever you say, Mariah, just don't forget about the alien convention tomorrow. If we're lucky, maybe you'll get abducted.
An alien convention, huh? Yep, for Tessa's birthday. Mariah scoffed, through her mucus, though her mucus did most of the work. Ew.
Ugh. Why should I have to go to some crummy convention? Those tickets would be worth more if we scalped them off to some sweaty nerd.
In case you've forgotten, and trust me, I know you have, it's your sister's birthday. And as much as I would like to gift her therapy after everything that went down in Texas, this option is cheaper.
And for a moment, the RV felt like the inside of an icebox. The 3 of them could only shudder as they recalled the events that occurred in the Lone Star State. Some treasure hunts were busts. Others were more explodey.
If you still don't want to stick around by the time we're there, then go wander off to the swamp meet or something. Just make sure Tess knows why her big sis doesn't care enough to spend her special day with her.
Damn.
Oh, give me a break. If you're gonna break my balls with a guilt trip, then at least swing a little harder.
It's not a guilt trip if it's the truth.
Damn. Mariah bent her fingers into sharp claws, ready to strangle Joe if he kept testing his luck.
Hey, I'm a kick-ass sister. Best in the union, if you ask me.
You have some puke on your chin.
Oh, gross. She wiped her face on her fist and then wiped her fist onto her jumpsuit.
Hey, twerp! You think I'm a good sister, right?
Oh, talking to Tess. Aw. Like a tired dog, Tess rolled back over to her other side, static boredom stuck onto her face.
You're the only one I've got.
Aw.
She's right. Smart kid.
The math isn't that hard, Mariah.
She stumbled over to Tess's cot and leaned in. Somehow the whiskey on her breath was able to break through the smell of stale vomit. Tess tried not to breathe through her nose.
How come you don't get out of bed anymore, huh? You break a toe or something?
No. I just don't want to get out.
Yeah, why would you want to get out and deal with you all day? She tapped the phone once. Message sent.
Hold on. Oh, don't tell me you're using my phone to text that ditz again.
She swiped the phone right out of Tess's hands. Tess made a limp grasp for it, but she was too slow.
You could at least remember her name.
Oh boy.
Ain't there anybody else you could text? You not have friends or what?
Why? You don't care.
Damn. Mariah's taking a lot of harsh words today. I mean, she's dishing it out too, to be fair. Mariah looked at her phone as another message from Marina popped up, and she swiped it away. Tess had changed Mariah's lock screen to a rendition of America's Gothic, where the husband and wife's somber depression era faces had been replaced with oversized sunflowers. Her eyes shifted up to Tess, who glanced away the microsecond there was contact. Instead, Tess just looked at the wall across the RV. The space was naked and empty. And with a tired sigh, Mariah tossed her phone back to Tess.
Ugh, just don't go snooping in my journal.
Wow. Mariah flopped down to the couch and clutched at her aching head. It had felt better after she had chucked everything up, but now it was starting to throb again.
I've been trying to call Mom. Hasn't picked up yet.
I gotta say, I don't feel too sorry for Mariah. I mean, drinking a ton of alcohol after eating shrimp and stuff all day. And then she throws up, and yeah, I have no empathy for her. And poor Tess, I've been trying to call Mom. She hasn't picked up yet. Bless her heart.
Big surprise there.
Don't worry, kiddo. I'm sure she won't forget about this year.
Mariah chose from one of the several cans spread out around her. She took the last gulp of stale beer and crushed it in her fist.
Quit lying to her. The old hag is probably too busy choking on a bottle of wine when she ain't busy choking on
Choking on death. Oh, what was she gonna say? I think I know. A 4-letter word? Yeah, the next letter is I. Just saying. Man, these are ruthless.
Ahem.
Joseph stops her. Joe pointed up at Tess, thrusting his arm for emphasis. In her head, Tess thought of all the words she knew that started with D, but none of the ones she knew seemed to work here. Thank God.
What? The truth's the truth, even if it sucks. Just ask my old lady.
Uh-oh. Knocks on the door? Wow. Before Joe could even decide whether he wanted to counter that statement or not, 3 heavy thuds clattered against the RV door.
Las Vegas PD,
Uh-oh.
we'd like to ask a few questions.
The police department's there knocking on the door. Uh-oh.
Ugh, not these bozos again.
Oh boy.
Nose goes.
Tess was the first to touch her nose. Joe second. Mariah hadn't even touched hers by the time she had already lost. Oh, I guess whoever touches their nose first or last has to answer the door. Okay.
God damn it.
No, it's only fitting that you have to answer the door to cops, Mariah. I'm just saying. Now, good luck with your drunk ass. A grumbling, Mariah climbed to her feet, a xylophone of crackling bones following as she straightened out her back. She stumbled through a shallow lake of empty bottles and cans. Man, what a mess.
Wish me luck.
No.
She kicked the door wide open, then unleashed her bellow upon the world.
All right. Who's the one asking for an ass kicking?
Oh my god, that's what she's saying to cops? Is she insane? The door swung shut, and all that could be heard now was muffled shouting from outside. Just a day in the life. Boy, that's sad that her little sister is used to this kind of a life. Damn. Man, what a sad, sad existence poor Tess has. So now we're going to hear from Joseph's point of view. Left in relative silence, Joe laid on the couch. His bandana still covered his eyes, giving him plenty of focus to hear the stock sounds of sent and received messages coming from the phone. Mariah lacked any definition one may potentially have for a delicate touch, but she did have a point. Tess's phone usage had spiked. In the past, it had seemed like she didn't even have an interest in using phones, and that seemed to suit Tess just fine, instead preferring old things, rustic things. In moments when Joe had felt like an 11-year-old, he had called it surrealist Americana and the aesthetic of the crumbling dream. Of course, after everything had happened with the miner's treasure, crumbling dreams were just par for the course. Yep, they didn't get that treasure like they wanted. But when it was all said and done, Tess was still only a child, and underneath the stoicism was a child's honest soul, impacted and molded by everything that happens to them. And Sorry for her, she's being impacted and molded by her older sister Mariah, who's nothing but a despicable, pathetic, lazy bee. He toyed with a plastic dog tag dangling from his neck. Engraved in the cheap material was a name that had mostly been worn away by time. Benjamin Knoll. Climbing to his knees, Joe rose up to face Tess. He set his chin down on the edge of her cot, and he just grinned. Tess's eyes flickered with interest. She thought he looked like a decapitated head from where she was laying.
So, you excited for the convention tomorrow, kiddo? Little green man told me it was gonna be out of this world.
That joke was lame.
That's what makes it funny, though.
Because it's so lame, it's so bad it's good. Tess smiled slightly, but as soon as it was there, it was gone. Smiling was hard. Maintaining it was even harder.
I'm not sure if I'm excited. Maybe. Maybe not.
Aww. Joe raised his eyebrow until it was hidden by his bandana.
Not even for that guy with the crazy hair from TV. Brochure says he's gonna talk about the pyramids.
Don't know. Professor Crazy Hair doesn't even have his crazy hair anymore. It's very sad.
Ah, that's normal. As soon as we get there, you'll be so stoked, your mind will explode.
That's what I thought too.
Tess nursed her temple, sliding her own bandana down until it covered her eyes.
But the closer we get, the more I don't know. The only thing I know is that I don't know, you know?
I see.
He didn't know.
Wait, that was a lie. I know something.
Oh.
Tess popped out from beneath her bandana and unlocked her phone.
Did you know our bodies release chemicals when we feel good things?
Huh. Do they?
I, may have heard a thing or two.
It's called... Hold on, I can't pronounce it.
She tapped on her screen.
Dopamine?
Dopamine, that makes sense. Yep.
It's called dopamine. It's probably why Sis drinks.
Wow, that's... Huh. Where did you learn all this?
Tess looked back up, staring past Joey, staring at the wall. It was a solid wall, a sturdy wall, good for an RV.
I wonder if my brain makes dopamine.
The conversation was making more twists and turns than Mariah's driving. Hardly able to keep up with it, Joe said the first adult-sounding thing that entered his head.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Joe tacked a question on the end of his sentence. Somehow he didn't think that made it sound very comforting.
I hope so. Sometimes I think it doesn't. Other times I'm afraid it does and I just don't feel it. I hope I feel it.
Man, that is sad that a girl that's just turning 12 is feeling this down. Really sad.
I hope I feel dopamine.
Joe sat there and stuttered. A collage of panic shot through his head. Yeah, pretty sad when a 12-year-old has no dopamine at all in her life. Holy crap. What the hell? This is Joe thinking. Isn't she supposed to be 11 years old? Did she get into Mariah's liquor cabinet? But one thought in particular rang with resounding clarity. Something is seriously wrong. Yeah, for sure. The phone buzzed. She stopped staring at the wall and checked the screen. Her eyes grew large like a curious cat.
Something up?
Marina and Amber are coming tomorrow.
Aw, cool. She brought the phone close enough to his face to burn his retinas. That's funny. Amber said we can come in all caps, Marina. Joe lowered down his goggles and leaned in to inspect. He pulled them back up and smirked.
No kidding? It'll be nice to catch up with those ladies again. Not that they ever seem to be very far.
Bound by fate.
If Joe needed proof that Tessa's brain produced dopamine, then the evidence was right there in front of him. There was just something about Marina that clicked with her. Joe had a soft spot for those ladies as well. The bitter taste of losing the treasure to them is still fresh on his mind, but he got the sneaking suspicion that they deserve the money more. Both Sarah.
How about I take that taser and shove it down your throat?
Oh my god, Mariah's yelling at the cops that she's going to take their taser and shove it down their throat? Wow. Mariah's shrieking voice seemed to pierce through the RV's very frame.
Let's keep this between you and me for now. That wound hasn't quite healed for your sister yet.
Right?
Self-inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, Tessa's wrong there. Mariah tore through the door. A cop followed close behind, and she slammed it in his face.
Buckle up! We're going to Circus!
Boy, if there's ever a definition of the word Karen, I think Mariah should be renamed Karen, because she definitely seems like a total Karen, I'm just saying.
Because you're a clown?
Mariah slapped him over the head as she ran to the driver's seat. She cranked the engine on.
They know about the chainsaw! He's calling for backup!
What?
Tess slid the cabinet door to her cot shut, closing herself in like a vampire in a coffin. Joe had still wanted to talk more, but certain other issues were a tad more pressing right now. He rushed to the passenger seat and rolled down the window to stick his head out.
All units report. Suspect is resisting arrest and entering their vehicle.
Yep.
You just make new friends wherever we go, huh?
Not my fault the fuzz only hires pansies!
She's just calling the cop pansies now. Yeah, here come the cops. Even more of them. She made sure to yell extra loud so the officer could hear her.
But being a public menace is entirely on you!
Yep, I would agree.
Wow, cry more! And while you're at it, grab those candles I taped together from the glove compartment. They won't do anything, but they look like TNT, so it might give them a scare.
Groaning every step of the way, Joe complied. They slid out of the parking lot, swerving through every lane of traffic.
So, do you want to tell me why we're heading to Circus of all places?
Ain't it obvious? No one goes to Circus. It's the perfect hiding place.
Oh, that makes sense. That does not make sense at all.
All right, it's gonna be a left coming up.
Alright
here
guys,
really
with
soon.
that, we've now seen the perspective of both Marina, Amber, and what's going on with them. We've also seen the perspective of Mariah, Cass, and Joseph, who were the people that Amber and Marina here met back in the first adventuring and treasure hunting back in Highway Blossoms. So I expect this to get even better. The first episode was just adorable, I thought, especially Marina. And we're going to go ahead and continue this in part 3 of my playthrough of the DLC, Next Exit. I want to go and thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Zack79, and we'll see you in the next video, everybody. Take care.